Well, hello folks, and welcome back to The Slice. We are back from Delray Beach, which was an awesome time. Novak Djokovic has just won Dubai. We're going to talk about that. And Nadal is in the final of Acapulco versus Taylor Fritz. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to get into whether or not the big three, obviously Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, have a WhatsApp group. It's a little bit of a conspiracy theory. So this is all coming up on this episode of The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Well, thanks for tuning back in, folks, and welcome back to the studios. I am sure you saw our time down in Delray Beach, and if this is the first video you've ever seen, I hope you saw our time down in Delray Beach. Check out our interview with Milos Raonic.
Okay, Slice fans, we are here with the man, Milos Raonic, from Canada, like myself. How you doing? How you feeling out there?
Feeling good out there.
Right here. Or wait till the end of the video. It'll be there. And just check out our vlogs as well, because myself and Beckett Chung had such a good time down there, just giving you guys the inside scoop of what happened at the tournament and how cool it was to be on the grounds there. So thank you guys for supporting us. If you're new here, click subscribe. Also click like on this video because it helps us out. And if you want to support The Slice to get to more tournaments, like we're hoping to go to Cincinnati, things like that, join the front row. And then you can get your questions answered by players like Milos Raonic. Gold Wolf got a question asked to Milos Raonic. So join the front row. It helps us out, obviously, get to tournaments, and you support independent tennis journalism. But so much is going on. First things first, are Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic in a WhatsApp group? It was asked by this Dubai channel to Nadal and Djokovic. Djokovic said, they're like, do you guys have a private Big Three group chat? And Djokovic was like, yeah, we do. And then Nadal was kind of like, they asked the same question, and Nadal was like, well, yeah, we all talk and we all have this thing. But then it was kind of, I think somebody in Acapulco asked Nadal, and he said, no, it's not a private Big Three chat. It's like a player council chat. Like it's kind of like a leaders chat. So what is it? We don't know. It's like the tennis Illuminati talking about how to make the sport continue when the Big Three retire, which is like, I know all the big media channels are like, what are we going to do when the Big Three retire? But don't worry, The Slice will take over because we're already in that next gen. Got to see a lot of the next gen players at Delray Beach, like seeing Cam Norrie, who beat Taylor Fritz, all these other young guys, a lot of the ball kids there. We were hanging out. It was awesome. So check our vlog and our interview with Milos Raonic for sure. But Novak Djokovic just won Dubai as he was expected to, but it was very tricky because he looked super good through the first few matches of that tournament, and then he destroyed Karen Khachanov, and then he gets to Gael Monfils, who has been playing well. He just won a tournament in France. And it's not looking good for Djokovic. He loses the first set 6-2, not playing his best tennis. Monfils is playing great. And then Monfils has 3 match points. And we've seen this before with Djokovic, obviously. You have to put him away. He's not going to miss. He's not going to lose himself. You have to put him away. We saw Federer not do that, sadly, at last Wimbledon. Still hurts me as a Fed fan. But Djokovic is so good at just making you put him away. And Monfils was not able to do that. He had one unforced error. Djokovic had another great return. And then there was just a good point. But so all kudos to Djokovic, just like shows why he's so hard to beat, even if you have match points. But Gael Monfils, I think it's kind of like the story of his career. So much potential, gets there, and just mentally weak. Like on the match point, he was literally buckled over, hands on knees, breathing on match point. It's like you shouldn't be showing weakness maybe on match point. You should just step up to the line and try and get it done. And then I don't think he hit a first serve. But all credit to Djokovic. And then Monfils had an injury in the third set, didn't really show up. Djokovic just marches through that and then honestly put on an unbelievable display against Tsitsipas, who was just not ready for Djokovic. Djokovic played clinical in that match, just pinpointing where he wanted to hit, playing great mixes of offensive and defensive tennis to win Dubai and get a lot of points that are going to help him separate from Nadal a little bit more by winning the ATP 500 in Dubai. So that's Djokovic, king of Dubai this year. Who also played well in Dubai is our guy, friend of the show, Dan Evans, who made it to the semifinals. So, he's going to be in, I think that's going to bring him up to about 30 in the world, his highest ever ranking, the British #1. And we were talking to him when he was ranked like 400 in the world. You can check that interview out as well in our interviews playlist. So just great stuff from Dan Evans. He's a legend. So that's Dubai. In Acapulco, we had Kyrgios pull out in his first match. He pulled out of the Delray tournament after I talked to him in the press conference, which is a bit frustrating, but I didn't know how bad his wrist was. And then it turns out it was pretty bad because we saw him play his first match versus Hugo Humbert, as I like to call him, U-Goat Humbert. I'm really up on him. I think he could be very good. and he had to pull out. But then the savage Mexican fans were booing him like ridiculously when he pulled out, which is kind of gross to see. But anyways, Nadal has been looking absolutely insane in Acapulco. He played Dimitrov in the semifinals, and Dimitrov was playing really good, which is awesome to see. Dimitrov finally beat Stan after a 5-match losing streak against Stan the man. And Dimitrov was playing good, and Nadal just smashed him. Like, he looks so good. He looks untouchable. If Taylor Fritz beats Nadal in the final, my mind will literally blow. Like, I just can't imagine that happening. So I'm already making the video here saying Nadal probably is going to win Acapulco and get some more points because he lost in the final last year, obviously very epically, to Kyrgios. So he's going to get more points there chasing Djokovic. So they're very close in head-to-head right now for the world number 1 race. Djokovic obviously winning. Nadal has barely any points to defend in the Sunshine Double, or if any. I don't think he has any. Nadal and Djokovic has just a few. He lost early in both tournaments last year. So it's going to be very interesting next little while here. But anyways, that's the lowdown on Acapulco and Dubai. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Again, check out our Delray Beach stuff. If you don't notice that my mug's not here, that's because I literally handed it to Milos Raonic. He took it and he said it's going to help him get some more bagels. What he said, interestingly enough, is that when he gets ahead in sets, he just kind of cools it down and just like wins out the set. So he'll win a lot of sets like 6-2, but he hasn't gotten very many bagels, like maybe only 5 or 6, he said. So he said that mug is going to help him get more. So that mug could also help you get some. So those are going to still on sale on our website. Support the slice that way. Of course, got a little racket here, Head Instinct, who Maria Sharapova used to use, and she retired. So congrats to Maria Sharapova on a great career, obviously. Some scandal in there with the meldonium or whatever. She was an obvious, amazing champion, won Wimbledon, super legendary, one of the most iconic female tennis players in the history of the game. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Maria Sharapova? Leave it below. Also, what are your thoughts on the WhatsApp group? Is it real? Do you think it's fake? Do you think Fed's on WhatsApp with these guys? I don't know. As you might have not seen, you probably already have, Fed is out until Wimbledon getting arthroscopic knee surgery on his knee. So that's disappointing for the clay swing, but it's still going to be epic. So Indian Wells is coming up next in just a week and a bit here. Stay tuned for the draw for that and our comprehensive coverage as well. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you like this video if you did, and check out our interview here with Milos Raonic, our guy from Canada. We talk basketball, Canadian tennis, Djokovic's return, why it's so good, and why Djokovic has kind of owned him on the return game, all that stuff in this awesome interview. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.